I know yesterday I seen a lot of stuff going around with the Daniel Prude settlement. They got $12 million, man. If y'all don't know what the Daniel Prude is dude who was in Rochester, the guy like pretty much he died in police custody. He was the dude who was like naked in the street. They had put like a bag over his head, spit bag over his head. It was all this crazy stuff, man, going on. They um they ended up like suspending 7 officers, but they didn't charge any officers. I don't know if they're gonna back on it now since the settlement. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works, but I mean, you got $12 million. I mean, there was a lot of crooked stuff in the case too. So I don't know if they're gonna double back on that and maybe investigate it, but there was a lot of weird stuff going on. Like they have paperwork, the paperwork of the Daniel Prude situation, the police report on it, and to um it says to make suspect because they had him as like the victim at first. And they tried to come at it that way, like he was, they got calls as he was pretty much like a victim, and then I guess they tried to, after he died or whatever, they tried to change it to he was the suspect. You know what I mean? A different angle on it, and they like put it on the paperwork. There was emails. They was trying to hide the shit. It was like a whole situation there. I was like, man, that's good for the family. I mean, obviously, it don't replace the Daniel Prude dude, whatever, but $12 million, that's good for them, man. It's a win in some way. Hopefully, they just double back on it and start trying to like get the officers, but that's going to be always hard. That police union, man, is something totally different. The police union is totally different. I mean, I used to think that the head chief in charge is the one who's gonna, you know, I mean, he makes decisions, but at the end of the day, when you have that union behind you, if you know how a union works, they're working for those people that are in the police officers. Man, they are pretty much stronger than them. The chief isn't going to want to step on any of their toes to have them get him out of this position. So he tries to tread lightly, and it showed proof in that. It's funny, and I because I don't like to keep talking about it, but the Jeffrey Dahmer movie, it showed in that movie because those two police officers, when the chief was talking to them, they're like, "Oh, we'll be back. Don't worry. Like you won't be here for long." And they showed a clip in the of them talking in the union saying, "Hey, we have to stick together," and they had named them officers of the year or some shit like that. It was just out of this world, but it's the same thing that carries over into real life. That's what they're showing you is these police unions are strong, man. They're real strong, and not even their boss sometimes can do anything about it. They're covered up. The unions got a lot of money in it. So let's see what this says here. When you say read it. They wouldn't have got lawsuit money from the city if the police officers weren't going to be changed. City would be financially liable for the officers' criminal acts to be changed. Yeah, I don't know what that means exactly, but um, obviously they found some stuff. You know what I mean? They ain't giving $12 million up for nothing. So those police officers did come back. It was a lot of homophobia and racism because they could have saved that young boy. Most definitely is what it was. Yep. Yep. They let him come. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I hope now that they made a settlement. I hope there's something to where they have to kind of open an investigation. I mean, these people will have $12 million. I mean, I'm sure there's some lawyer that's gonna want some of that, right? And more because they'll be able to sue for more if they find out there was some foul play with those police officers. I mean, I know they didn't get indicted at the moment, but now, I mean, they got some firepower now. They can probably go back and, try to bring some things back up. I would hope they would try to do that. I mean, how do you give somebody $12 million and notice that there's foul play, but then don't like indict the people that did it? That don't even make sense. I mean, it makes sense in America here, right? That's how shit be going. But hopefully they'll just double back on it and open another investigation.